Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Merry Christmas! And today we are going to paint these beautiful ornaments. We're gonna use watercolors. I will show you the whole process from start to finish. We are going to use Chinese white in this project. And the rest of the colors are pretty standard for me. It's ultramarine blue, it's crimson, some orange, whatever you guys have. We are gonna use lemon cadmium or any cold yellow color that, once again, that you have. We're gonna use turquoise. It's not a must, but I used it right here. So then we're gonna use calligraphy paintbrushes. I have such brush and I have little thin brush. To make the paper wet, I use this one. It's huge. I started with the drawing. To make my life easier for these ornaments that are obviously spherical, I use this tool. You can get it on Amazon. It makes your life so much easier. There is a needle on one side, on this tip. There is a graphite pencil lead here, and you can just use it like that. Insert the needle, make a circle. Let's start. I wet my paper from both sides. I actually wet the desk under my drawing, so the paper stays wet longer. And then I use turquoise color to start with the background. I use ultramarine blue with this turquoise color. It's a very light mixture of the paint and water, and I am applying it around the ornaments. For the red ornament, I used a mix of cadmium red and orange, and I don't really care if the paint spreads outside of the outlines. For the pine cone, I use cadmium yellow and a little bit of ochre. I'm gonna make shadows kind of cool, and that means that I'm using burnt umber and French ultramarine for that. After I painted the first layer of shadows, I thought that the background is too light. So I decided to add the same mix of French ultramarine and turquoise to the background to make it a little bit darker and deeper. And then I'm gonna add flakes of salt to mimic this frosty effect. Unfortunately, this moment wasn't captured by the camera, so I'm sorry about that. After I added salt, I waited for my painting to dry, and I just wiped off the remaining salt particles. This red ornament is glossy, so it acts like a mirror. And basically, what we're painting here is not the ornament itself. It's just, imagine just a red mirror that you need to paint. And reflections that you see in this mirror. This is your objects to paint, basically. So I'm right now using the I think it's crimson color, red crimson. Basically, it is red but with a cool undertone. And after my paper dried and I wiped off all the salt particles that were left, I made it wet again. And now I'm just adding details to the ornaments. I'm usually working on the whole painting and treating it as the whole. So I worked a little bit on big red ornament, then I moved to the smaller and now to the pine cone, and I'm just establishing the big color and shadow spots on these objects. This little guy has a reflection from the pine cone and a red ornament on the tip, so I'm using the color from the red ornament to add to it. But this one is actually silver ornament, and it's gonna be just kind of gray. Since all these ornaments are very glossy, we can see reflections of all of them inside of every ornament. The glossier the object is, the more mirror-like the surface of it is. So I am just kinda looking for that reflections to make them lifelike. My desk is white, and the red color on the ornament reflects a little bit of this red to the surface. The first layer of shadows didn't seem deep enough for me, so I'm making them darker. Ultramarine blue and burnt umber, and I think I added a little bit of red into it. My red ornament reflects everything around me, and I can see actually my own reflection in it. And of course, I'm not going to paint self-portrait inside, but I'm just adding a little bit of like desk in it. And while it's still wet, it's not gonna be very well rendered. And this is what I want to see here, because since this ornament is not the how to say, the main hero of this painting, I'm not going to paint it very well rendered and very highly detailed. I'm painting from light to dark, and now I'm adding really dark colors to show that the ornament is really reflective and really glossy. And now I see that these dark colors are too dark. So while they're still wet, I'm just using the clean brush, and I'm just like gently wiping off the excess color. This ornament is silver color, and I'm using the mix of ultramarine blue and burnt umber. It is gray, and I'm just painting the darkest fragments or details, and the paint will spread on the on the wet surface of the paper. This little guy is a silver walnut, and I'm using little strokes and the same mixture of burnt umber and blue ultramarine. Why my first layer on this little guy is still wet, I'm adding just darker shades of the same mix of ultramarine blue and burnt umber. Now it's time for the pine cone. I add darker orange colors and I try to work around the highlights. The surface of my paper is still pretty wet, but there is no puddles of water on it. For shadows and the darker areas of this pine cone, I'm adding burnt sienna. This ornament was a little bit tricky since it has some sort of indentation which is like ornamental inside, and every single bump has a reflection and shadow and light and I don't know what else. So that was really tricky. Plus, it is red inside and yellow and silver. So let's see how I managed. Now I decided to add a little bit more details to this walnut. Now I want to go ahead and paint the ornament that I would like to be the center of this composition. I grabbed the little brush and I'm adding the reflections that I can see in this ornament. They are pretty dark, so I'm using uh, some sort of purple mix of whatever colors I used before. I think it's alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue. And I'm just kind of observing and trying to repeat what I see on this painting. The top of this ornament is dusted with fake snow and it's a little bumpy. So now I'm adding shades to that area and I'm working around the lighter parts. Now I'm going to move to the pine cone and I am trying to make it darker, and that means brighter. Now the surface of my paper is pretty dry and paint doesn't spread that much, and I can add little details that make this pine cone very bright and glossy. This pine cone reflects a lot of a bright orange color of my desk. Shadows under the ornaments need to be deeper, and let's do that. Now I'm going to grab Chinese white and add reflections to every single ornament here. I'm gonna continue with this painting, and I wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, guys. See you next time.